in power, those in government, the military, the Mieti Allah Cattle Breeders Association of Nigeria, and of course the Zamfara state government, and of course political actors coming out. The PDP bashing the APC, the APC apologizing to Nigerians, and also saying that the Southwest governor is in cohort with the bandit and all of that. In the course of today's program, we'll get to also look at those items and see and try to make sense out of them. But first, let's look at the creative industry and all of that. But I would introduce the guests that I have with me in the studio to you. First, I have the chairman of the CADSCAF in the person of Moses Okamebo. He's popularly called DJ MC Mokems. Okay, he's with us in the studio here. And also we have the provost of CADSPAC in the person of Festus Chukwudi Anthony. We'll be looking at the creative industry. And also to add the voice to our conversation is a recurring decimal in Ground Zero that's talking about Eddie Ochidbo. He is a veteran journalist and a media strategist. I want to welcome you all to Ground Zero this evening. You're all welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Compliments of the season to the listening public.
Okay, and of course, you know that on Ground Zero, you can go to our various social media platforms to add your voice to our conversation, starting from the Invicta FM Facebook handle. That's Invicta FM Kaduna. You can also watch our video there live on Facebook. You can watch the lovely, beautiful face of DJ Mokems, Festus, Anthony, and of course Eddie Ochidbo. I'll be back in the camera so you can only see my Afro hairstyle. Okay, you go to Invicta FM Kaduna Facebook page and you can watch us do what we are doing in the studio. Okay, you can of course go to the Ground Zero Twitter handle at Ground 0989. At Ground 0989. You'll see posts in respect of today's program there. And of course, we'd expect that you add your voice to the conversation by commenting or telling us how our topic or discussion resonates with you. And we'll definitely talk about it here on the program if you do it early enough. And the Invicta FM Twitter handle is at Invicta FM Kaduna. Is Invicta FM 989 at Invicta FM 989. That's the Invicta FM Twitter handle. You can also go there and drop your comment. But remember to always hashtag it Ground 0989 so that we know that your comment is meant for this program and we'll be able to use it in the course of the program. And so let's go straight into the first issue that we are discussing on the program today, which is the creative industry and how we can make so much money. Creative arts and economic development in Nigeria. Using the Kaduna State Creative Arts Stakeholders Forum as a case study. First of all, let's get to know what the Kaduna State Creative Arts Stakeholders Forum is all about. As the chairman of the forum, CADSCAF. Mokems, yeah. Let's tell us about it's tongue twisting.
Yeah.
CADSCAF,
Kaduna State Creative Art Stakeholders Forum.
All right. Let's the forum is made up of our other subsets of about 35 or 36.
35 for now counting.
Mm-hmm. Made up of it. Now, what generally is the creative arts? What is creative arts? Who are those that are captured under your group?
Yeah, you see, creative arts, as you have already said before now, is about talent, skills, knowledge, using it, as long as you can use your knowledge to create something for yourself, it's all encompassing. But actually what CADSCAF is about is a vision that we're looking at how we can bring all the creative persons together through associations, as in group guilds.
Okay.
And so I think so far it's about a year and some months now. It was actually started in the government house by the special assistant to the governor on creative arts, Ajay Alima Idris.
Okay. Now, since it started, because what we are looking at really now is what role CATSCAF has to develop the Nigerian economy, because Nigerians are looking inward now. The days of white collar job is far gone. Nigerians are using their skills and talents to see how they can develop themselves and develop the economy by extension. How are all of this coming into play, and how is CASCAP bringing all of this together?
Yeah, looking at it from the economic aspect of it, and that's why I said earlier on, is the reason why we have brought we are trying to bring all the gauge together, understanding the fact that when we are together, it will give us the advantage, to really put some things in order, to make the CASCAF itself fake. The government, one thing that the government is forgetting to take advantage of the creative sector. Let me narrow it down to entertainment. In Kaduna, it's so massive, so much so that it could create, or let me say, generate revenue to the state. Let's say about $1 billion every other year. But the government did not seem to see it from that aspect. But with CASCAF as a body, the government doesn't even need anything. All CASCAF will need is for government to give it that platform by way of regulation. When I mean regulation, just to create a rule or give us that directive for us to be able to manage the industry as practitioners.
Okay. Managing the industries as practitioners, setting rules that would help to guide and direct what is done. Now I come to you, the provost of CAPS. Has the group or the forum been playing its role in uniting all of this group to develop their individual capacity?
Yes, sir. The forum has been doing much since our inauguration. Of course, individually, all guilds are working together. But coming together as a larger body for 1 year ago, we've done much. First and foremost, in this country, there are people who are doing one thing or the other and then doing on their own. And so the focus of CASCAF is to bring everybody on board. Some need to be trained. Some need to know more. Speaking from the point of my profession as a photographer, when you come to an event, you find hundreds of photographers going around. You see, it's not out of place to find out where people display their pictures on the ground. Some because they couldn't sell it. Why? They are not professionals, but they want to make money out of this. And since they are not professionals, they don't sell all their pictures, their work wastes. Now, coming in as a forum, we want to develop capacity where every practicing photographer will be trained. Of course, you abide by our rules, we regulate your life, and as you make it, the country progresses.
The country progressing is one big word that every Nigerian love to hear and we all desire to have. Now, creative industry as it were in Nigeria over the years have not really gotten to the point where Nigerians can beat their hands on their chest and say that indeed they are getting the best out of what they have been doing. What are some of the things that the forum wants to put in place to help those practitioners in the creative industries to get the very best of their talent and skills? I'll come to Mokems.
You see, like we have been saying, Kaduna State, for instance, the practitioners have been doing everything, but we have been individualistic in our dealings when it comes to creative. But like we are saying, if the government can give us that regulation, it will give us that capacity to be able to put one and two together to get into what we want. For instance, like he has said, as a DJ, we have thousands of DJs out there, but today DJs people no longer even want to take to the trade, not because it is not beautiful, but because it is not actually working. You see DJs go with millions, property worth millions to events and being paid peanuts of 5,000 naira. Then when youth see these things, they tend to shy away from it. But if the government can help to give us that bite for us to be able to manage our affairs, we cannot be able to beat some of these things to line, so that we can have the industry look beautiful and lucrative. And by doing that, you discover that we'll be able to create capacity. You won't begin to have some of these mediocres that you see people complain when they go to events. It becomes the responsibility of CASCAP to make sure that through now the association, the JAN, to make that happen.
Okay, so in essence, what CASCAF is looking at is a situation whereby there will be regulations where CASCAF can regulate, manage, and also oversee
exactly
what every other creative subsect and association and group of guilds are doing, so that there will be standardization in the creative arts industry.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right.
Let me add something to
yes,
them so that they will, in addition to that, value matters. We're talking about value. All this explanation, it revolves around value. You want to make sure the industry produces value. And when you have value, you are beckoned upon, you are sought for, and so on and so forth. So it's not just a regulatory thing. You want to improve that particular industry, the focus. That's why you're a forum. I brought everybody to, so you are kind of a coalition.
Yeah,
it's a coalition. Yeah. So if as long as you can achieve the what I mean by value, I don't see why government or any other sector will not recognize you. Because once you provide or produce value, people will look for you. But if what you are producing is valueless, it doesn't work.
All right, Ground Zero is a program and it's coming to you on Invicta 98.9 FM. And on the program today, we are looking at creative arts and economic development, the role of the Kaduna State Creative Arts Stakeholders Forum. And we have members of the forum with us in the studio alongside the veteran journalist Eddie Ochibo. Okay, let's take some other things while we'll look at some other aspects, and of course feel free to chip in, of course. Now, Eddie Ochibo, in the past 1 week, the most trending news has been the adoption of over 300 boys in the government science secondary school Kankara in Katsina State, and the release of these students about 5 to 6 days after they were abducted, and the negotiation that went into play, and the claims by different groups. Why the military is claiming that they have rescued them? Zamfara State Governor is also in the mix as a negotiator that was able to get the students released. And of course, the Katsina State government is also saying that the Miyetti Allah Cattle Breeders Association of Nigeria were the ones that interceded for them or negotiated on their behalf. And we also have, and the state government is saying they did not pay a single dime. And we also have stories flying about that so much was paid to get these people released. And of course, the PDP is bashing the APC. The APC is appealing to parents, and the presidency is saying that the adoption was meant to embarrass the administration. And of course, on one hand, so many people expected the president since he was already in Katsina State, to just stroll to Kankara and see firsthand or give some level of assurance to the parents of the adopted students. That did not happen. All said and done, they have been released. But there are so many matters arising. Garba Shehu said it's only 10 students. How to apologize to the people. Abike Dagiri initially came out to announce the release of the students, but wasn't sure and quickly claimed that his Twitter handle was hijacked and it was someone else that cheated that particular message. But some hours down the line, the message actually was confirmed and all of that. So many dissenting voices. One does not understand. But what is happening?
Let me just describe it by saying that it's, cacophony of misrepresentations and ambivalence. Because it is so confusing, I don't know how to capture it. Come to think of it.
Yes.
Garba Shehu, a whole presidential spokesperson. When the news broke and they said these children were about 303,
yeah,
Garba Shehu went wild and said it's 10. Just look at the difference. That is just like say it's another 300, leaving behind another 300. That's what it's just.
That's roughly about
290 something.
Roughly about 1.something% of the trophy.
Of what that's what. So, and here is the person who is supposed to speak on behalf of the president. And so many other sources. Governor, that payment was not made. The host governor himself, he was the one who came out first to say he knows where the children are. So which means there are so many things that we are not being told. So many things are shrouded in mystery, and it's unfortunate. Because I don't even know how to. You are trying to explain it. It's just cacophony of all kinds of talks, and you don't even know. So many noises, so you don't even know the one to follow. Yes. And it's a reflection of our country. That's why it's a pity and it's unfortunate.
Okay.
When you have such things, it means there is no leadership. There is nobody taking responsibility. This one will talk it, so everybody is a leader or is heading his own enterprise, saying anything he wants to say without authorization. And that is not how a country is run. A country is run, especially when we're talking about presidentially. It should be run presidentially. The power, that's why President Buhari is one of the strongest leaders in the world. The power is in his hand. And therefore the buck stops on his desk, not anybody's desk. It stops at the desk of the president. So if all this is happening, I don't blame anybody. I blame the president.
Wow. Okay. Now, we are taking this from one step to the other, with the first one coming out that Garba Shehu saying that only 10 people. Eventually, it was confirmed that over 300 people, students were kidnapped. Now, the next issue that now became a talking point was the fact that the president was in Katsina State and did not go to visit us where it happened, see the parents, give them some level of assurance.
He went to his cow ranch or farm, I don't know how to call it. Farm, which was captured, that went viral. It's not something that is hidden.
Yes. Now my concern is the president was in Katsina State, did not go to meet the parents and give them assurance, but sent a delegation from Abuja to travel down to Kaduna State to see what was happening in Katsina State. Your reaction to that?
It boils down to the same issue of taking responsibility. Now, it's very, very, to me, it's very curious, that the president is in, I'd say that the very, very
ground zero of the event.
Ground zero of the event, near him, under his nose, and he's delegating the authority, from Abuja and the rest of the. And the same Garba Shehu, I think it's not additional. He said the president was on ground. Is it monitoring, or I don't know whether he called it? There's a word he used. He was on ground supervising the situation, or monitoring, or whatever. What is the meaning of that? It's not Abuja, it's in Tapa. And it didn't have the empathy. No empathy at all. So let me just even go and see the school, the area. And you have all the security around you. Nothing can come near you. Why don't you go there?
Okay.
Speak to one or two of the aggrieved. But good thing that this thing has come like a drama, and so many other questions have been raised because Dabchi girls and all these questions like that. If this can be done, why? What happened to that? Is this a different situation? Is it a different scenario? Why did this happen? Years back when our girls were captured. So it has raised a whole lot of questions that are begging for answers.
Okay, there's another angle to it that, well, as bad as adoption or kidnap of students are, all that have been kidnapped during the reign of this administration have been recovered, except Leah Sharibu. When it happened in Dapchi, the minders of the president said the president was so proactive and effective that he was able to get the girls back, except Leah Sharibu.
Yes.
And this one that happened too, the president has been able to also proactively get all the students back. That it is a plus for the president, while the case of the Chibok girl is a minus for the past administration because they couldn't get them back. Your take on that?
Raising more concern and curiosity. Because at a point the Leah was almost, I think they had reached some high level of negotiations. It was supposed to be freed, and somehow the thing went. So if this is happening, it means that there are certain strategies that we don't understand. The president needs to talk to his people more. He's so silent about the kind of issues that are happening in this country today. Emir, I think in Kaura Namoda, he was moving to his domain. He was blocked. I think they killed some policemen and then some of his one of his district head.
District head.
District head. This thing. What are we? These are people being killed, though.
Well, we'll look at the next item again that I still want you to react to, which is the People's Democratic Party accusing the All Progressive Party of working in tandem with bandits. Is there any justification for such comment coming from the People's Democratic Party?
I don't want to join issues because there's no difference between PDP and APC. I keep saying that, so I just look at them as politicians.
Playing politics with the lives of our children.
So I don't want to even look at it through the prism of party politics. And they are politicians who have not, been fair to the people. I don't know how this issue. They know themselves. I don't want to go into their matter. I'm a reporter,
Yeah.
For them to do this, there is no smoke without fire.
Yeah.
So I will not say, okay, what's the PDP has accused the APC of is wrong and all this thing. Let it be investigated. And investigations, how it ends. They will get all this thing, the end of as reports, and it goes like that. So it should be sad if politicians, connive with bandits or hoodlums, to kill their own people. It will tell us that indeed the kind of leadership or rulership we have are not even, sensitive to the yearnings of the people.
And one other angle to all of this, still talking about the discordant information that's coming, is that the fact that while the government claimed that this whole kidnap or adoption was done by bandits, some days ago, the Boko Haram came out with videos of these students claiming that they kidnapped 500 and over 500 students, and that particular video came out, and they were Shekau also claiming that they are in possession of those students. But it is interesting to note that the particular video that I saw wasn't the normal Boko Haram style of video. One, Shekau wasn't in that video, just the students. Then in the past, the quality of the videos that Boko Haram release are high quality videos Unlike this particular one that was haphazardly done with probably a mobile phone.
There have been speculations now that
Okay.
Shekau is wounded, all those kind of things. You know, this, I don't know why it has been impossible to how do I call it, to capture them.
Yeah.
I don't know. So, but the bombing from the air, all this, it may have touched some of their. This is their.
It may have depleted them.
Yes,
touched some of their high command.
The high commands and all this. I mean, which could lead to what you are saying, the poor quality of their video. But again, video, for them to even bring out any video at all, shows that they are still strong on ground.
No, but it's curious to note that, yes, the government is saying that no, it wasn't Boko Haram, that they were bandits somewhere. Boko Haram is claiming that they were in possession of the boys and all of that on one hand. Why do we have this kind of scenario? Is it that the government does not want us to believe that it's Boko Haram, or is Boko Haram claiming what they did not do just to make people feel that they are still strong? What do you make of this?
This kind of war, you can use. It's a mind ball. It's not about the ammunitions alone.
Okay.
It's psychological.
They are playing a mind game.
Yeah, mind game, psychological. This, So, if you ask me, I'll say that there is more to it than meet the eye. If you, against the backdrop of the fact that we've not been able to even attempt to get the sponsors of either bandits, Boko Haram, who is behind. They must have sponsors. If in Dubai identifies 6 sponsors, I think they are in jail or something. They are in jail in Dubai. And Dubai is not Nigeria. Nigeria under our nose. We can't, but we can get the NSAS sponsors, they get them and block their this. So there's so many misplacement of priorities, and it's sad.
Well, you are listening to Ground Zero on Invicta 98.9 FM, and today on the program we have looked at the creative arts and how it can boost our economy, and major players in the creative arts industries. The Kaduna State Creative Arts Stakeholders Forum members are here with us in the studio, and also we have a member. We have the chairman of the creative arts industry with us on the program, and of course the provost of the creative arts industry with us in the program. And also we talked about the Kankara Science Secondary School adoption, the release, and some other matters arising. Very soon we'll be opening up the phone line so that you can make your contributions. But of course, you know that you can go to the Invicta FM Facebook page and watch the video of what is happening in the studio. And of course, add your comment and conversation to what we are also discussing. The Invicta FM Facebook page is Invicta FM Kaduna. Yes, Invicta FM Kaduna. You go there, you see the video, and of course the post in respect of this program. You can also go to @ground0989 @ground0989 Twitter handle, and also add your voice to the conversation. The numbers to dial to contribute to any and all of the topic we are talking about is 081 40989 and 07087800989. Not forgetting too that even when you call in and make your comment, please be guided. Let it be civil, and of course devoid of any insult and profanity, and let's go straight to making the point. Make your point clearly, and listen to others as they also make their own points on the program. So let's take our first caller this evening on the program. Hello, good evening, welcome to Ground Zero.
Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you very much. How is the family?
Fine, thank you. What's your name and where are you?
My name is Musa Bala, and I welcome your guest.
Musa Bala, good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you very much. Let me quickly start with the creative initiative in Kaduna State. Kabanto is taking the lead in terms of awareness, reinventing the society to face the reality of the day. It's never late, but I wish we have started this for long. There are a lot of potential within our community. Our people have a lot of good things to showcase. But unfortunately, due to making money easily within government, a lot of people with talent simply forget about it, thinking that the only way they will make money is when they get one appointment or the other, or when they are elected, or when they become political, let me call it shop makers. Let me quickly go to Kankara. First and foremost, I thank our creator for making it possible for these boys to come out. I think a lot of Nigerians did that. Unfortunately, many Nigerians express otherwise. No matter the circumstances that lead to the rescue of these boys, I think they have been rescued. Whether ransom is paid or is not paid, the key here is that let the government rescue them alive. And that has been achieved by the will of our creator. It's a record that even the Chibok girls that were abducted during the previous administration, it took them months to even believe that there was an adoption, and they were unable to rescue one child. Same Buhari government rescued Chibok girls. Another one happened in Depchi, they rescued them, and this one they rescued them. And our prayer is that the last person at the Depchi girls, that is Leah Sheributu, will be rescued, and the record will be straightforward. But no matter how we look at it, I will keep on praying that politicians that play politics with people's lives, no matter where they come from, let's not start from President Buhari to the last person in politics. Anybody that play politics with people's lives, that person will never ever succeed in his life. That person will never ever see peace in his life, because the trauma that these people usually put Nigerians into. Any politician that have had in any kind of insecurity, we pray that our creator never grant him his wish. Lastly, Nigeria is a project that will go beyond President Muhammadu Buhari. Any Nigerian that try to do Nigeria because of Nigeria will read that. And any Nigerian that try to play Nigeria negatively, simply because we want to put some people in shame, that person will be the one that will be in shame. Yeah. God bless Nigeria. God bless you all. May God continue to bless us with good leaders, no matter their tribe, no matter their religion, and no matter their corner in this country. And any corrupt leader, no matter where they come from, and their representatives and their agents, God will destroy them. Good morning.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Bala. Let's take the next call. Hello. Good evening. Welcome to Ground Zero.
Thank you. Good evening, Asif.
Good evening. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
Good evening to your guest. My name is Pius. I'm calling you from Malali, Kaduna this evening.
All right, Pius. Let's quickly have your take.
I would like to use this opportunity to say congratulations to the people of Kaduna State, Kankara, the parents of those students, and Nigeria in general. And whosoever that negotiated the release of those boys, I'm pleading with them, they should go and negotiate. To tell those people, if it is so easy for them to negotiate and those boys are released. Hello?
Yes, I'm listening.
Okay, if it is so easy for them to negotiate and those boys are released, they should go and tell those people killing people unnecessarily to stop killing people. Because what I'm seeing in this country is like there is a conspiracy theory in the high places. That is what is going on right now in this country and in the northern part of Nigeria. Look at what happened with the issue of Dokchi. Look at what happened with these schoolboys now. Look at this Boko Haram claiming responsibility. Then the other group say no, it is also person, the name of group of people that doesn't want to mention on radio. So look at what is going on. Look at conspiracy theory. Is that how we are going to continue in this country? We have to start learning or know how to do the right thing, or else all of us, we are going to continue to stay and live and see what we don't want to see. And that is what is happening. Look at what happened yesterday. An attack on the convoy of the area of Karamada in Funtua.
Good evening.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming.
All right, let's take this other call that's coming in now. Hello, good evening. Welcome to Ground Zero.
Good evening, Mr. Rose.
Good evening. You're welcome to the program.
Good evening to your guest on the studio.
Good evening.
We are on to Engineer Emmanuel.
All right, Engineer Emmanuel.
Let me continue from where the last caller just stopped. You see, how long do we continue with this insecurity in this country? You see, I'm just even disappointed by the statement of the Minister of Information saying that there was no ransom pay. You see, how did we get to this point? Now look at the one that happened in Kogi, that the monarch was adopted. Now the attack of the convoy of the emir of Kaurana Moda, and now the one in Kaduna State, the Zangon Kaka. For God's sake, how long? These children that were adopted, did we supposed to, when they adopt, before the machinery we put in place to prevent, why can't we prevent further adoption? Because this is the part 3, this is the history of it. That of Chibok and the other one that happened. Now this one, the Kaduna. How long? And now Mr. President is telling us that their best is not good enough. Is it now he's realizing that the best of the army chiefs are not good enough? In the initial, they tried their best. Why can't you allow them to be put aside? Then other people will come on board and put their own input. Just like the former governor of Borno State, that they are brought out of idea, that they should bring fresh idea. And Mr. President says that he prefers loyalty than what is happening. It's not happening, it doesn't happen in other clients. So please and please, what they should put in their front banner supposed to be the insecurity. But what these politicians are doing is all about 2023, and that is not our problem. If nobody is in this country now, who will they come to govern in 2023? Why can't we tackle the insecurity now, so that in 2023, 2021, it will be a better place for somebody to sleep with his 2 eyes closed? Because the first power responsibility of any government is to secure lives and property. And any government that does not secure the life and property of the citizen is a failure on the part of that government. So we should not be afraid to say the truth.
All right. Thank you, Engineer Emmanuel. Let's take our next caller. Hello, good evening. Welcome to Ground Zero.
Hello, good evening, Mr. East.
Good evening. You are welcome to the program.
Good evening to your guest in the studio.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Francis from Manabano.
All right, Francis.
You're welcome.
Honestly, my fellow callers have said it all. And all that I can say in this situation that is happening in this country this time around is just like our first lady said a few years ago, that the president is not in charge. And that is the reason why any of his appointee will do whatever they want to do and go free. But if he is the real principal controlling the affairs of this nation, even the service chiefs that the whole nation have called for their removal will not be there. And I'm using this medium to assure Nigerians that those service chiefs will be there till 2023, because nobody is in charge of the government of the day.
You cannot say that, Francis.
What else can we
You give us your impression, and you cannot say with finality, because we know that we have a government, we have a president, we have a governor, we even have local government chairmen and councillors. So someone and some people are in charge of Nigeria. So let's take our next call and move on with the program. All right, we have this other call coming in now. Hello, good evening, welcome to Ground Zero. Good evening, what's your name and where are you calling us from?
My name is Comrade Gabriel, the Texas man.
All right, Comrade Gabriel, let's have your take.
In my own view, nobody was kidnapped in Katsina. That's my own. Nobody was kidnapped. Because if it is true that people were kidnapped, how can they bring a whole 300 guests? Nobody identify who took them and who returned them. In fact, this didn't happen when this less able group was kidnapped. So allow me to say, how is it possible to bring over 100 guests in trucks and the people are just looking? So the government should be prepared to tell the Nigerians the truth. Up to today, as far as Comrade Gabriel, the Texas is concerned, nobody was kidnapped, and there's no insecurity in Nigeria, because they will tell us with one tongue and they will the other and tell us different things. Let them tell Nigerians the truth. This is what happens. Nobody is blaming who and who. How can the Minister of Information is saying that it is not Boko Haram? Buhari was in the house planning how to. He is the commander-in-chief of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. He can stay anywhere, even on the road, and give command, and he's going to stand still. as I'm speaking to you now, he is 480 workers of Kaduna Texas die. Nobody's talking, except people like Musa Bala that they used to assist us to contribute. Nobody's saying anything at all. Why? Are we not Nigerians? So I use the opportunity to also wish Musa Bala happy Christmas, because it is only his right that he gave me that day that it seems to close. May the Almighty God bless him and bless him later. Thank you.
Amen. Thank you, Comrade Gabriel.
You also pay for advice.
The program is Ground Zero right here in Victor 90.9 FM. Let's take this call. Hello, good evening. Welcome to Ground Zero.
Good evening, Yahish.
Good evening. Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
What's your name and where are you calling us from?
I'm Ado Jalingo.
All right, Ado Jalingo. Let's have your take.
That is from Sabo.
Yes, let's have your take.
From Sabo. Yeah, my take is about the kidnapper student of Kankara.
Okay.
Because let us, I want this country to be in good shape, and I would like peace to reign in this country. But the way politicians are doing their own things is entirely different from the mind of the people that are elected them. You can imagine about 330 something or 43 were kidnapped. And people were paid, the government are telling us is 10, unlike somebody Garbachev and the other people. They are not agree. They do not agree that this is exactly what happened. Then where are we going? It's just like what one of the callers says, that if the head is not there, the body has nothing to do. So that is exactly what is happening in this country. Because they are just fully, they are fooling all those that elected them. So I pray Nigeria will come together and at least tackle this insecurity of the sea.
Okay.
God bless you.
All right, thank you so much. All right, quickly, I'll take one from the Ground Zero Twitter handle where we have Emmanuel Alta Kerosene. Emmanuel Alta Kerosene is saying that, good evening. Personally, I feel the adoption of the Kankara boys was more of an improved script on what happened with the Dapchi girls. Our leaders need to be sincere in this country. Above all, Buhari needs to sit up. He's losing it. That's what Emmanuel Alta Kerosene is saying. Of course, you can go to the Ground Zero Twitter handle and add your conversation. Do remember to also follow the handle is at Ground 0989. That's the handle. Hello, good evening. Welcome to Ground Zero. Hello, good evening. Welcome to Ground Zero.
Good evening.
Good evening. You're welcome to the program. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
Okay, I'm Christopher calling from Ronnie.
All right, Christopher, let's have your take.
Okay, please, I want to comment on the adoption of the student in Katsina. You see, the problem of this country is that our government has not been telling us the truth. You understand? Okay, first of all, I want to say thank God at least for the release of the students. But the question there is that, was there really an adoption? As in, was it state or it was rape? Because this question we keep on asking. Our government has never been telling us the truth of what is happening in this country. Seriously.
You may say that you feel, not that you cannot say emphatically. That's an allegation.
Okay. As individual, personally, I feel
better.
Something is wrong somewhere. Our government is not really telling us the truth. Because what is happening in this country is I don't know how to put it. Seriously, the government need to do something.
Okay.
Government really need to do something.
All right. Thank you so much.
Really need to do something. Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. 081-40,989 and 070-87-800-989 are the numbers to dial. I'll take the very last call before we go to the Facebook page. Hello, good evening. Welcome to Ground Zero.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. You're welcome to the program. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
Engineer Ogunwale on the line.
All right, Ogunwale, let's quickly have your take.
You should be adoption of Kankara schools. My brother, let's call it trade is trade. They adopt these people, they use them. What of those people that adopt these people? Are they in sky or underground? Are they not this country?
Look at what's happening in Northern Kaduna, Katsina. My brother, let us call the state the state. I'm a citizen of this country. Since I was born, I never witnessed this type of government. Buhari should resign and go back to that.
Ogunwale, thanks for your own opinion, but like we'd always say, keep it clean, keep it civil. We do not need to throw tantrums on radio. I think I should use that word. We are all matured and civilized persons, and when we open our phone lines, we tell people, be civil. Speak your truth quietly and clearly. Listen to others too. Be civil in the language that you use. All right, let's go to our Facebook page and see what comments we have there on the post in respect of the program. Yes, we have one I'm just trying to open up the comment. Okay, while I'm trying to open that up, let's come back to the studio and take our parting shots because we are really running out of time. Chairman, Kaduna State Creative Arts Stakeholders Forum, what would be your parting words before we leave the studio?
Yes, I would like to say the state government should look into the creative and find a way of seeing how they can take advantage of this body CASCA, because they are losing a lot. There's a whole lot of money there that they need to take advantage of to see how they can generate add to the revenue rather. Thank you.
All right, to Festus Anthony.
Well, to all professional photographers in Kaduna and even non-professionals, there is a body that seeks for your good. Come and join us, the Association of Professional Photographers Kaduna State, and every other creative body. CADCAS is for you, to build you, to equip you, to train you, and then to lead you into the business. Thank you.
Okay, and coming to Eddie or Chibo, what would be your parting shots on the program?
Thank you very much, Yahis. If you gauge, the pulse of the people and the sample opinion of the people, you know that one of the greatest challenges facing the country today is what I call trust deficit. The government has, is fast losing trust. The people who are supposed to trust them don't trust them, and rather than begin to make amends, they are adding insult to injuries by continuing the way that people will still continue to lose trust in them. There's the need to bridge that gap. That trust gap is too much. Let the government try to make the people to put some trust in what they are doing. Right now, the people do not actually trust the government.
All right, that's about the size of the package of the program today. But before we leave the studio, I'd like to quickly thank Adigizi the Great. Yeah, you send a lovely emoji on the video post, and also to still remind you that Ground Zero and every other program on the Invicta FM are regularly streamed live on our Facebook page at Invicta FM Kaduna. You can also watch us on YouTube at Invicta 98.9 FM Radio. And of course, not forgetting to that our Twitter and Instagram handles are always very hot and interactive. That's at Invicta FM 989. At Invicta FM 989. You can of course follow the program Ground Zero on Twitter at Ground 0989. Follow at Ground 0989 on Twitter, and let's keep the conversation going, because even after the program, we still have our general talk and discussion right there on our various social media handles. Okay, I'd like to sincerely appreciate the chairman of CADSCAF in the person of Moses Kamebo, that's DGMC Mokems. Thank you so much for having time to be on Ground Zero.
Thank you for having us.
Okay, I'd also like to appreciate Festus Chukwudi Anthony, the provost of CADSCAF, for having time to be on Ground Zero.
Thank you, Mr. Hayes, and thank you, Kaduna people.
And not forgetting to also appreciate the media strategist and veteran journalist in the person of Eddie Ochibo. Eddie Ochibo, thanks so much for having time to be on Ground Zero.
My pleasure.
I am Ehis Adon, and like always I say this to you, that whatever your labors and aspirations in this noisy confusion of life, you should learn how to keep peace with your soul, with all its charm, drudgery, and broken dreams. It's a beautiful world that we live in. Be careful, strive to be happy. Plant a tree today, water it, and watch it grow. May the good mighty Lord bless and keep us all. Before you claim right of way, make sure you are safe and not sorry. I am the peacemaker with a passion for crowd satisfaction. I am Ehis Adon. We'll see on Saturday for another package of the program Ground Zero right here on your darling station in Victor 98.9 FM.